Hey guys, what's up? This is Bharat, you're watching iGyaan, and today finally after the lockdown, everything and after shipping started, we finally have the OnePlus 8 in the studio. Let's take a quick look at the device and I'll tell you what all is great about this, and we're getting started with our review, so we'll have the review out for you guys in a couple of days as well. So let's quickly do a first impressions. Let's get started. Now what we are looking at is the OnePlus 8, not the OnePlus 8 Pro. We'll do a separate video on the OnePlus 8 Pro because we still haven't received that device yet. Now the OnePlus 8 will be available in two options, one with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, and the other with 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage, priced at $44,999 and $49,999 respectively. You also have the ability to choose from three different colors. We have the Onyx Black here with us, but you also have the option of choosing the Glacial Green and the Interstellar Glow, which is sort of a pink hue shade, which a lot of men may not like, but it's a nice color. I would totally like to check it out. The phone is quite sleek. First impressions in the hand is that it is quite slippery to begin with. You don't want your phone without a case because it'll end up slipping out of your hand, and if you hold it by the edges, it's quite slippery as well, especially this Onyx Black color. So like I said, you would want to keep it in a case. It's only 8mm in terms of thickness, and it weighs in at 180 grams, which is fairly lightweight, not the lightest phone in the market today. The screen is a 6.55-inch Full HD Plus display. It's an AMOLED screen, and you also get an integrated fingerprint sensor on the display. The display also has a DCI-P3 color gamut and also supports HDR content out of the box. Now, as far as protection is concerned, the phone is both on the front as well as on the back protected by Gorilla Glass. On the front, you do have curved Gorilla Glass, which is 3D curved Gorilla Glass, so it protects the device from the front completely. So on the front is a 16-megapixel camera, which is a punch hole camera. It's placed on the top left of the display. It is a fixed focus sensor, and it does have a not so nice aperture of 2.45 f, which I'm not too sure if that should be a front-facing camera's aperture. Anything around the f2 stop would also be good, but essentially this seems like something that OnePlus has skipped, and I would have liked to see a better aperture on the front-facing camera, especially for low-light environments, especially because people take a lot of front-facing pictures or selfies. So you do have a solid metal frame on the OnePlus 8, and on the bottom you can see the SIM tray along with the microphone. You also have the USB-C port, which is flanked on the right by the main loudspeaker. Now on the right of the device is the power button along with the mute switch, or the profile switch as such. OnePlus users really like this, so you still have that on the device. There's nothing on the top of the phone except a simple noise cancellation secondary microphone, and on the left of the device is the volume rocker. Now on the back is where all the action is. We have the main 48 megapixel Sony IMX586 sensor, which has a 0.8 micron pixel size and 6-element lens. You have optical image stabilization and an f1.75 aperture. There's also a macro lens, which is a 2-megapixel lens with an f2.4 aperture, and an ultra-wide lens, which has a 16-megapixel sensor with an f2.2 aperture and a field of view of 116 degrees. Now, I would have liked to see what Motorola did with the ultra-wide and the macro. They could have infused both of those and given a telephoto sensor. They haven't done that on the OnePlus 8. And a 2-megapixel macro seems completely pointless on this device, but it's there. So if you do like shooting macro images, it will click them. We'll test out the image quality in a later video when we fully review this device. But for now, the 2-megapixel sensor seems sort of kind of useless. The phone also captures 4K video at 60 frames per second, or you can also go down to super slow-mo video with 1080p at 240 frames per second. So you have a versatility as far as video is concerned, but it is a 865 chip, so they could have enabled 8K video recording, but again, they haven't done that. Now, since we spoke about the 865, this phone also has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 chipset. You also get the Adreno 650 GPU along with the X5 5G network antenna chip. Again, 5G is not very relevant for India because I don't know when 5G will be enabled. Until then, we'll already see the 8T and the 9 and possibly the 9T from OnePlus. But for now, if you do decide to get into the OnePlus 8, you do have 5G enabled, and it is unlocked for what is expected to be bans in India. So you'll be able to use 5G on this device if it does manage to launch in the near future. So in the typical format, also inside the box of the phone, you get your usual things. So there is a case this time around as well, but this time the case has big never settle branding on it, which I'm not sure if everyone will like. You also get a screen protector pre-installed, which is always a good thing. It's completely bubble-free, professionally installed already on the device. Additional screen protectors, if you manage to damage this one, will be available from OnePlus's store as well as their website. Also included in the box is the Warp Charge 30T charger and the Warp Charge 30T cable. This allows you to charge up your phone to up to 50% in about 22 minutes. This is one of the fastest charging devices in the market today. So the device also has a 4,300 milliamp hour battery, not the biggest battery. We've seen a 5,000 one. Also, if you get the OnePlus 8 Pro, you get a larger battery. But like I said, about 50% charge in about 22 minutes, which is pretty good for a 4,300 milliamp hour battery. Now the phone also has Oxygen OS out of the box. You get the latest iteration. You also get lots of updates and improvements, and Android 10 out of the box. Very smooth and fast user interface. What you expect from Oxygen OS devices. If you've used a OnePlus device in the past, you'll only see a better experience. Now, because you have a 90 Hz display, OnePlus is sort of programmed to work with that. And if you get the OnePlus 8 Pro, you get a 120 Hz display, so it'll work on 120 Hz. But overall, even with 90 Hz, animations are super smooth. Jumping between tasks, multitasking, or just simply navigating through the user interface is snappy and looks really smooth on the device because of the 90 Hz refresh rate. Now, the device is capable of handling any sort of gaming or any sort of high-end tasks that you might throw at it, because the chipset and the RAM is capable of that. You do have UFS 3.0 storage and LPDDR RAM. So all in all, you're really well equipped even at a lower price tag of $44,999. But if you do have the money, I would recommend going for the 12 gigabyte variant, more so because you get 256 gigabyte of storage out of the box. Now, OnePlus 8 Pro will be in the house soon as well, so we'll check that out. But all in all, even with first impressions, I can tell you that this is a really good package for the price. There is no real competitor for the OnePlus 8, especially at the $44,999 price bracket. And you can look at the Mi 10 as an alternative, which is a good thing to have an alternative. But the OnePlus 8 is a seriously good phone for a seriously good price. We will have our full review out for you guys soon enough. If you did like this video, don't forget to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already a part of Team iGyaan. This has been Bharat. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.